All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Paul Trani here with the Sith Lord herself, VooDoo Val.
Hey, what's up? Thank you for that intro. You are the goat today, Paul. This is great.
Thanks. It's mainly because I'm drinking 2 coffees this morning. We're gonna have a good day. VooDoo Val as my guest. This is gonna be super fun.
Didn't even bring a coffee for me. 2 coffees for Paul.
If I could, if I could send it to you, I would. But this is good. I'm so happy you're here. I'll kind of click through the schedule. We have you for 2 hours. We're going to be tackling little Photoshop. Is that correct? Photoshop on iPad?
Fresco
Oh, sorry.
today. Photoshop on iPad tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Fresco today, which that'll be super fun. And yeah, we got a fun announcement tomorrow as well. But before Val takes over, just kind of want to click in and kind of go over the schedule if I could right now, because big thank you to Shauna Lynn and Kathleen for kicking off the day, illustrating in Fresco earlier. Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. We get Val for 2 hours, clear till
11:30 Pacific.
Yeah, thank you. I'm ahead an hour. Yes, thank you. And then Julia's up, so Illustrated Daily Creative Challenge after us. So a lot of illustrating. This is super fun, kind of across the board in different products. And then we'll get into some XD this afternoon from 12 to 2. We have, I don't know how to say, Elise Todd. Hopefully I have that name correct.
I think it's Elise.
Elise. That is so fancy.
Isn't that neat? She's also a wonderfully talented, super cool gal. I've seen a stream of hers on Adobe Live previously, and it was a ball. So.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Jesse is up again for a second week for the, as well as the others for the Daily Creative Challenge and some more sketching. Wow, Kathleen's doing double duty today, actually, I just realized. So good for her, and I'm so happy to have everyone here. Like Navy and Jennifer and Anthony and Paula. Val, I don't know if you could see everybody's names and if you could see chat at all.
Yeah. Hello,
okay.
Everyone. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Very excited.
So this will be cool. I'll kind of keep an eye on chat. And also today we are doing portfolio reviews. So keep that in mind. I'll put up a slide here in a second, but basically you'll submit that through Discord and we'll pull 2 out of the Discord submissions and review them. So that is the plan. But we'll do that in like an hour or so.
Sounds good.
Hour and a half, actually. So we got time.
Yeah, got a little bit of time.
Cool. Well, good, Val. I don't know. Can you just like say a couple words about yourself in case there's somebody out there that don't know who you are?
Yeah, my name is VooDoo Val. I am sometimes a moderator here in the chat, so some of you folks have probably seen me before. I also occasionally teach the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. I've been a guest a few times and a host here. I'm a freelance illustrator. I kind of specialize in like portraits and like dark fantasy character design and stuff like that. Which kind of leads me into what we're working on today. I ran a poll on Twitter for what classic monsters you folks would like me to illustrate as like adorable creatures. And so we did a cute little Dracula character, like a little Batcula. Recently, and today we're going to be working on Cthulhu. So I'm going to do like an adorable Cthulhu and maybe give him like some cute little acolytes, little hooded, adorable little henchmen around him. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be fun.
That sounds cool. And hopefully you'll get into, because like I have no idea what a Cthulhu is.
He's basically like the big dude with like the tentacles on his face that comes up out of the ocean. And he's got like little wings.
Okay.
And he's terrifying.
Is it at all related to Pirates of the Caribbean had a character like that?
No,
I don't think it is.
But same kind of concept, but like less piratey.
Gotcha.
Like no pirate hat, and I don't believe he talks. And if he does, I don't think we can understand it because he's like an ancient god. But he's horrifying, and the point of today is that we're going to take a horrifying character and we're going to make him absolutely lovable. And we're gonna make him super cute.
I love it. So don't get scared off.
Yeah, don't get scared.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of research on that because that's like an H.P. Lovecraft character. And
yeah, from like
whole...
the Cthulhu mythos that H.P. Lovecraft did. I'm a huge Lovecraft fan, and have been for a lot of years because I love all things like dark and spooky. And so this is kind of like my way of taking the things that I love that are dark and spooky and kind of like making them a little more palatable for a wider audience, because not everybody wants to see doom and gloom and destruction. So we're gonna combine spooks with cutes.
That sounds lovely. And I'm actually sharing your screen now, so everybody's seeing you do some drawing already. So this is fun.
Yeah,
diving in.
Dive in, and I usually do like a bunch of like little squiggles. I would love to show off like the brushes and stuff that I'm using for today, just in case anybody wants to like draw along with me. I'm using the pencil brush that if you open up your brush palette, the pixel brush palette, if you just hold that down there, it'll open up all of the different brushes that are available to you. And the pencil brush is in the sketching section, but I have like a bunch of favorites here. I have a whole bunch of brushes that I've kind of tested out that I really like. So if you like a brush and you select one, all you have to do is hit the little star next to it and it'll add it to the favorites panel so you can quickly access whatever you want. So I'm going to use the pencil brush, and then once I do my sketch, I'll probably move over to the natural brushes because they're a little less textury and soft and more like they're better for like line drawings and things. So now that I've got my scribbles out of the way, I've got some pretty cool reference up on my other monitor here, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of like looking at reference for like interesting body shapes, because the difference between what I'm doing today and what I usually do is that I'm not really following like any kind of true anatomy, you know? Like I'm trying to make a cute character and make it believable and understandable, but also break every rule in the book. So, so that's kind of, it can kind of be hard if you don't have any like inspiration or reference up, which I highly recommend. Everybody always has reference whenever they're working on anything, so that you can kind of, I guess, keep your eye on the ball, so to speak, while you're creating.
And while you draw like a ball.
Yeah, exactly. Try to, at least. So I'm giving him like little curvy, cute little face tentacles here, because he doesn't really have a mouth. Or maybe he does. Maybe there is a mouth under all this weirdness, but it mostly just looks like Zoidberg's head from Futurama. That's kind of the deal here. That's what we're going for. I'm gonna make that smaller. And I think I kind of want to like make his head a little bit elongated, kind of like a squid or a cuttlefish. I think that would be kind of cool to give him like a little cone head. Yeah, have you seen that movie? I forgot all about that. There used to be a popular movie out called Coneheads, where, I don't know, they were just aliens and they looked exactly like humans, but they had like a really, really tall dome.
Yeah.
For no discernible reason. That's
which was
what we're doing here.
Yeah. Which was based off of
I can't remember.
SNL. Saturday Night Live. It was an SNL skit.
That's so right. I forgot. There's been a lot of like pretty awesome SNL skits over the years that have inspired some pretty great stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
amazing how you can start with a skit, start with a character, develop it into a skit that then turns into a movie or even a series. It's
I think that MacGruber one turned into a movie. They had that. It was like a parody.
That was pretty
of
funny.
It was actually
I liked it.
Pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was like underrated.
Yeah.
But my favorite skit to turn movie to turn series, which I don't know if you've seen it, is What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen all of the episodes for What We Do in the Shadows yet. I watched the first one, but I actually watched the movie again for like the 10th time yesterday. And I love that film.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's excellent. Anytime somebody cusses in my house, I always say, "Yo, we're werewolves, not swearwolves, bro. Don't do it."
That's funny. Into it. Yeah.
My daughter is really fond of drawing. She would love this from Navy. That's awesome. Does she do like character design or what kind of illustration does she do? Maybe. I'm gonna await your answer while I try to figure out how I'm going to shape Cthulhu's body. I don't know. I kind of want to, because Cthulhu is like a ocean dwelling god. I kind of want to give him like little rain boots. I kind of want to give him like little tiny baby legs with little itty bitty baby feet and little itty bitty boots for his wee little baby feet. That's kind of what I want to do. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to implement that, but it's on my mind because we have to make this as cute as possible. And honestly, I don't know if one could really be frightened of Cthulhu while wearing little baby booties. So
that's pretty funny.
I feel like that might be a must. Huh. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do is I have like this Cthulhu head that I kind of like, and I'm gonna separate it from the body, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make like a bunch. I'm gonna make like a bunch of different like body shapes because I really haven't decided how I want to design him fully just yet. So I'm kind of like looking at reference and also kind of I know that I want him to kind of be like a jelly bean with little stick legs, because I feel like if he was gonna be cute, that's exactly how he would be built, you know. But I'm not 100% on that yet. So I'm gonna do like a few little weird jelly bean bodies. That could be cute, and he could have like little tiny feet, little boots. His feet are much smaller than people realize. In all of the ancient depictions of him, he's actually very large and horrifying. But if you notice, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, if you look up Cthulhu, it always shows him standing in the ocean. You never see his feet. And I think, I have like this theory that he never comes anywhere where you can see his feet because he's embarrassed about how tiny his little baby feetsies are. That's what I think. I think that's the truth. What do you think, guys? You think he has like tiny little baby feet? I think he does. Oh, can you guys hear? Maybe I could pull. I have my mic pretty close. Honestly, it's about as close to me as it gets. Maybe if I just angle it towards me, is that a little bit better?
Yeah, just keep talking and speak as clear as possible.
Hello?
It is better, by the
Okay,
way.
it is better. Okay, hopefully it's better. I don't know if I need to throw down some more bars, so that you can test. I was laying down the bars earlier, guys. I had like some Adobe wraps.
Yeah, she was doing some Adobe wraps before we started
to test our mic. They were atrocious. Like I'm in no way bragging. I'm just letting you know it happened.
It was pretty good because I was like, just speak into the mic, and then you just started rapping, and it was pretty good.
You know, that's how life is sometimes. Much better. Okay, excellent. Hopefully that is good then. I'm gonna drag this little body over and see if that works. Maybe I'll make it a little bit thinner. It might be cool too if I bump his body up, and then I could drag his legs downward. Let's see about that. Let's see how this looks. If I give him long legs. I'm kind of partial to like the adorable character design where like there's like a really top heavy like round upper body, and then there's just like little stick legs that come out and just end in shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of leaning towards that for this. Yeah, I might do that.
Do you usually like work on one layer like you're doing now, and then sometimes separate it into another one? You know,
absolutely.
If you need to, start on one layer and then go from there, kind of.
I always people. I think that's something that a lot of people ask. Is like, how do you use layers? Like, when should I make a new layer and stuff? It's really up to you how you make a new layer. I always make new layers when I don't want to ruin what I just did. So like I sketched the head and I liked the head pretty well, and so I was like, I don't want to wreck this, so I'm gonna make a new layer and I'm gonna continue my sketch, because then, like, as you saw, I decided I wanted to change the body a little bit, I wanted to change the legs a little bit, but it wasn't attached to the head that I made that I liked. So I could just kind of move it around. I can free transform it and pull it wherever I want. And that's that, and I don't have to worry about destroying my my design. I'm trying not to give him angry eyes, by the way. I think he needs like really glossy, cute eyes. And I might also, I thought I liked the like little elongated head, but I almost want it to be like wider and rounder. So I'm gonna kind of draw a new head, I think, too. We're gonna see how that goes.
So yeah, and just kind of recap, you're using, what app are you using?
I'm using Adobe Fresco on my iPad.
And somebody does mention don't forget to save, but
yeah, you take it away. You release the magic.
Yeah, no, it's it does it in the background, so it's always being saved, which is nice because we always forget to save.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on a live stream, you just forget. That's
you're talking
like the last
and
thing.
you're enjoying yourself, and then next thing you know, you've done like a whole painting and you haven't saved it at all, and you're like, oh my gosh, you get like weird butterflies in your stomach because you know that if it's not saved, it's not real. But Fresco is great because it does save in the background, and not only that, but if I wanted to, I could open up my Photoshop on my desktop computer and go to, there's like that nifty home page that they've had for a while now, and I can go to the home page and I can look at my creative documents, and then it'll be there saved from my creative files, which is great.
That's nice.
I've made his whole body literally a jelly bean now, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. However, it looks pretty cute, and I'm kind of like, another thing I'm trying to do too here, folks, is I think like every Adobe stream I've ever had the pleasure to guest on, I have always started out with a sketch, and so I'm kind of like trying to show off how I begin every day with a totally blank canvas without actually having like a pre-made. I'm not Martha Stewarting anybody today. I've got just my blank canvas and I'm going for it, and I'm not gonna like pull a cake out of the oven that I made 4 hours ago to show you where it would get you. I'm just going for it from scratch today.
So brave of you. So
I'm trying.
Good. It's so helpful when you're a talented artist.
Oh, stop.
Just you can like impress everybody. We're impressed. We get it. You're good.
Oh, stop.
You are good. But I like hearing you talk about all this as well, you know. I know somebody mentioned the tentacles, like how those play into the body, whether they'll cover up a lot of the body or who knows what.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, I kind of want his little belly to show. But I also want like the because his head is like such a huge part of the body. They also do need to like come down onto his chest a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of deciding like how I'm really gonna do that. Cool. I'm gonna have them like kind of separated a little more. I kind of like this idea of having the tentacles be like round and cute, and like not, because he like the more realistic, like terrifying illustrations of Cthulhu, he has like tons of tentacles like everywhere, but since this is cute, I kind of want to maybe only give him like 3. Yeah. You know, like, because that's, I think less is more in the cute world.
Or at least like what appears to be short, you know, these short little cute. It's like his adult teeth are slowly coming in.
Exactly. Okay, I actually just drew a head that I really like. I'm actually really into this new little head that I did. So I am going to select this weird Zoidberg head that I did, and I'm going to transform it and put it over here on the other side of my canvas. And then I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to select this little guy over here and transform it, and then I'm going to bring it. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. Maybe bigger. Maybe it needs to be bigger. Oh yeah, I'm digging that. I think that is a cute little Cthulhu head. I think that's looking good. Boom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag. If you drag one of your layers down, you can actually group it. If you just drag it down and hover it over another layer and release it, it'll group things together. So I'm gonna group all of my stuff together, and then I'm gonna hit the transform button. It'll transform like everything all at once. And I am going to resize my main Cthulhu dude here to the center of my canvas, and I made him a little bit larger. And the last thing that I want to do is I'm gonna kind of rotate this just a little bit. The last thing that I want to do is I want to give him at least one little acolyte friend, because Cthulhu historically has like a bunch of weird, crazy people that follow him around and worship him and are trying to like summon him back into our realm or wake him up. And I think it would be cool to have like a cute, non-threatening version of that concept, like a little adorable robed figure kind of following him around. And I like this idea that you can't see the acolyte's face like under the hood. It's just black, but then I'll put like little pinpoint eyes and like a little mouth. So I'm gonna give it like a hood. Kind of looks like a piece of mochi at the moment. And then I'm gonna give it like a little robe. Yeah, minions. Gotta have minions, Jade. Minions are a must.
What did you call these little creatures?
Little acolytes.
Okay, cool.
Little, I don't know if that's like the official term for them. I've heard them called a lot of things, but that's what I call them. Just a little dark robed acolyte that normally they would be terrifying, but I'm gonna make him real cute. He's gonna be adorable. Give him like a little robe. That's pretty cute. And then I'm gonna also give him little chicken legs, little tiny, thin little legs. And he's gonna have little boots on as well, because in this realm, the mark of Cthulhu is having baby feet and wearing baby boots, because that's how they roll in Cthulhu Cute Town. That's how this happens. I'm also gonna make them way smaller than him. Let me get like some white. I'm gonna change my color to white. I'm gonna change my brush really small, and I'm gonna get in here, and I'm gonna give him little eyes that are like super far apart, and I'm gonna give him a teeny little baby smile. Yeah. He's so cute.
That's
oh
funny.
No. What
That is
kind of
really
boots?
cute.
Cowboy boots? You got it, Shauna. Oh no. You got it. That's happening. Honestly, I might give Cthulhu cowboy boots too. That might just be what has to go on here. Cowboy boots, and I actually recently just learned how to draw cowboy boots from the master, Miss Cody Bear. So I think that I'm gonna definitely give these guys some pretty sick cowboy boots. They're gonna be stunning when they come out of the darkness. They're not playing around. They are here to stun and awe. I don't know if I like his little robe so much. I might change how his robe is. Let me see if I can erase this and give him kind of a better little robe. Let me look up some reference of like cute character robes that I might like.
He kind of reminds me of Jawas.
Yes, exactly.
This is cute.
Jawas are also like adorable but low-key terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
know
just
what
like
Jawas
little-
look like underneath the hood.
Ah, that's a good question.
I have no idea. They could be like legit monsters.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, maybe
I
we
want
should
them to
do
be the
that.
opposite of cute.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Like they're adorable till they take their hoods off, and then they're just like
They're the
really bad,
just
like bad news.
most terrifying thing you've.
But tender hearts, guys.
Tender hearts.
Tender hearts.
It's kind of the opposite of what you're doing because you're taking a terrifying creature and making it look adorable with an adorable friend.
Mm-hmm. Cute little follower. Cute little guy. I kind of like his weird little his new weird little hat. Kind of digging that, and gave him like a little weird swirly hat. And he looks adorable. And I'm gonna give him like a smaller body. I'm gonna give him like, boom, there we go. I'm gonna give him like a. There's this little robe. I think that'll do. Boom. And I'm gonna give him little teeny tiny arms and little teeny tiny legs. So let me grab this. I'm gonna do like a, there we go, little leg and another little leg. I'm gonna make this other one kind of curved a little bit. And oh, cowboy boots. I can't forget the cowboy boots. Hold on, partner. And get in here, get these details in. Get my eraser and make my eraser really small. And I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna erase. So I got this shape. Boom. There we go. So he's got his little boots. And then I'm gonna do like a, Cody did this little swirl thing, but I think I need a much thinner brush. Let me see. There we go, partner. Oh yeah, I think he needs like a little heel, though. We are not messing around.
That.
We are not playing here today, folks.
I like the cute little heel. Yeah, it's pretty adorable.
He's got little cowboy boots on. Howard's losing his grip. I've always pictured. Whoa! Under the. You know what? Howard, you might very well be right. You might be right. That could be what a Java looks like. Okay, I'm gonna give him like these little hands. They're just like la la la.
That's fun. If you guys are just joining us today, we've got a full day, a lot of drawing today. Basically, I can kind of click over to the schedule real fast, and I want to just point out to submit your portfolio through the Discord server. So just go to this URL, this bit.ly/PS Discord, and submit your portfolio. Sorry, I don't have it up on my screen. Through something called portfolio reviews, and we'll review those in about an hour. So that is that.
Oh, you know what else would be cute for these little robes, though? Is if they like, if it like drug on the ground behind him, though.
I like the thought of it wearing clothes that are just too big for him. Like,
yeah,
he still needs to kind of grow into them. So that's the whole idea of like even have that robe kind of drag on the like on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's cute.
I think that's, yeah. The only thing cuter than like, I feel like when you're doing like simple cute faces, if the eyes are like really, either really really big or really really small, and they have to be like too far apart. You know?
Yeah.
He's got his little cowboy boots on, and he's looking fine. He's a very handsome acolyte, like among acolytes. I don't know if you know this, but only the most attractive acolytes wear cowboy boots.
Oh yeah.
It's a very little known fact, but very true.
Yeah. You gotta show them off that way. They can't be hiding under a robe.
I know. I gotta make sure
they're
like the front
decorative.
comes up because they're very serious boots.
I like how everybody has suggestions for. He doesn't really need to hold anything. This acolyte is just like I don't know, like a servant or an apprentice or just like a follower.
Yeah, I'm
What
not
is
sure.
it?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes in the old stories they did have like weird artifacts and stuff. So maybe I can give him like a weird little scepter or something, you know, because they summon things sometimes. So maybe we can think about that. I'm gonna try not to focus on him too much though, because I do need to make sure that that Cthulhu gets some attention here. So I'm gonna leave our little acolyte here. I'm gonna give him like a little heart because he loves Cthulhu. He's very happy to be
adorable.
here. He's doing dark magic and he serves the Dark Lord, but he's got nothing but love in his heart for him. Does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to get this point across that he's kind of a spooky guy, but it's all love.
Comes from a good place.
Yes, it does. Great intentions. All right. So now for Cthulhu, I'm gonna kind of.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Like
Please.
candles.
Oh
mentions
yeah.
a candle would be kind of nice. I like the idea of you rendering. I mean, maybe a candle or at least like metal or something. Like
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You'll probably. I don't know if this Cthulhu will look like wet at all or anything like that. And
Oh yeah,
you know,
he'll
I'm just
have, like,
interested in
little
how you.
shiny-
Yeah, I'm interested in how you render. Like reflective objects or something shiny or something like that. And actually
usually
get that a
paint
lot in the
them,
eyes.
Like
What's that?
yeah, like I paint them like matte, and then I add. Ooh, just closed my thing down. There we go. I paint them matte, and then I add like I never use within the borders of the design. I never use true white. I only use like a light gray or like an off-white or an eggshell. And then when I want to put like pinpoints of like actual like liquid shine or something like that to make something look, you know, like kind of gross, I will then do like the true white droplets and stuff like that.
Okay, to really give it some pop.
Yeah, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this eye, because he's gotta be cute, but there's a lot of ways that this eye can go, because I could do hold on, here we go. I could do just like solid black eyes, you know, or I could do like detailed eyes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and when you're unsure about something like that, would you ever like start on a new layer and do an eye and like toggle between the two?
Absolutely, that's what I just did, because I was like, not sure where I'm gonna go with this. So I've got a new layer going, and I've just like kind of colored in the eye regions, and I'm trying to see like what he looks like this way, and then I'm gonna add like some shine for good measure, just to see what that would be like. Because I could just do sometimes it works if you just do like a black eye and then you just put like little light pinpoints. That actually looks pretty darn cute, but he still looks like high key horrifying, and that's not what I want. So I'm not sure if it's going to work. But
yeah, and I don't know if its level of cuteness is directly related to how large its eyes are.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a thing.
Sometimes, because like this guy's cute and he's got little beady eyes, but they're very far apart. But then sometimes things like if they have just like gigantic eyes, then it's like, all right, the cute factor's up to the max. So I think it kind of depends on like the eye size versus like body shape ratio.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because either way, one part of the body still needs to grow into the other part.
Yes.
Like one part is not mature enough yet or something like that.
Yeah, like it's still like a baby.
Yeah. He's just a baby Cthulhu. He's learning all the dark tricks and how to be a dark lord of sorts or whatever. So, so like that.
He's young by the old one's standards, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do like a huge pupil. Might work. I don't want to put like I'm kind of torn as to whether or not I should put like an actual like pupil in his eyes. I'm not sure. I might actually stick with like the black eye idea and make them like so. One thing that works really, really well to make eyes look really kind of creepy and transparent and glossy, you know, like doing eyes like this is not to just make them solid black, but also to add like a little interesting bit of I guess value variation in the center of the eye. So for example, if I take like a light gray color here and I start to like add just a teeny tiny bit of something here, and then I can come in, we'll grab like some more black, and I'm gonna kind of shade that in like that, and then I'm gonna grab some white. I'm gonna turn my flow down a little bit, and I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna do like that, grab some more black, and kind of like taper it off, I think. There we go. Sometimes you can get like even more like shiny, glossy depth. So I'm gonna like redefine the edges of this eye, and then I'm gonna add the shininess of the eye all over again. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm trying to think about like how do you know to even do that, to add that lighter part? Is it just from experience, or because you can't really reference a all black eye? I guess you could look at a black orb or something, you know, and see how it reflects.
You can get a lot of pretty good reference for things like this if you look at like pieces of candy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's actually not done 100% to my liking here. I'm gonna hide and like try this again. And I actually am going to pull up a reference. What I'm gonna Google here is I'm gonna Google hard candy or shiny hard candy. And you can kind of see, or you can Google like marbles, or you know. And so usually it's like a colored something. I'm trying to find like a good image. I'm kind of just getting pictures of it like candy wrapped. Let me see if I can find. I'm sure I have a Pinterest board with something in it though that that works. And then maybe I can show. Do you have the ability to show what's on your screen for the stream?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it real fast. And just so you know, I went and Googled the same thing. So I'm looking at black marbles, and I'm learning a lot. Like this is a good, you know. And you can go ahead and pull what you need to. You know, you kind of see either the reflection of a table or the sky. So that's kind of where that kind of gray comes from, either the surface or the sky or something. So there's definitely
even better if you
variation.
Can find like you could also do like polished gemstones, because you also kind of want to suggest like a little bit of like it's not 100% opaque, you know. Like you can kind of see through.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
Which is totally fascinating.
So let me see if I can find. I'm looking for like a strange jewel or something.
And actually, while we do that, also let's jump over here. Portfolio reviews. By the way, this is where you're going to submit your portfolio. We'll review them. in about 50 minutes. But we have a couple in there so far. Drop in your link to your Behance portfolio. That'd be fantastic. And we'll get to that.
Yeah. I can't wait to look at portfolios. It's one of my favorite things that we get to do on this place. This Behance place.
When you mentioned kind of showing that it's kind of transparent, would you ever sort of do two different layers? Because you already kind of have a layer. Like, is that how you, I don't know if you like make it kind of semi-transparent and then draw underneath it something more spectacular, like you're seeing through into its soul. I don't know.
I think I like that, by the way. I think that's a great way to put it, seeing through to its soul. I think that I do make multiple layers when it comes to doing something like this. I actually just found like perfect reference, so I'm going to use this reference and I'm going to kind of go through it and show how I would make a thing like this. Let me make sure I think. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. Cool. So here we go. Got my good reference up. So I am gonna redraw. Oops, I'm like so used to illustrating on desktop sometimes, and I'm sitting at my computer, so I have my keyboard here, so I keep accidentally doing my shortcuts for Photoshop on desktop when I just need to do my my gestures with my hand. So okay, I'm actually gonna grab a better brush, and I'm gonna crank the size of this up, and I'm gonna turn the flow down a little bit. So I'm gonna make like an eye shape. There we go. Gonna make like this black shape. Oh, that's good. I might make it slightly oval like that, and then I'm gonna come back to my other pencil. All right, just to kind of fill in. All right, so I've got this shape that I like for the eye. I'm gonna kind of rotate it just slightly because I think that looks a little bit better. There we go. And so I'm gonna make a new layer just above it while I am kind of adding some of the bright colors, because what I don't want to do is ruin this shape that I have, you know, and that's kind of like back to what I mentioned earlier, where I kind of only really make layers when I don't want to ruin something. So I get something the way I want it, and I'm like, oh, that looks good, this is great, and then I will make a new layer just to preserve what's underneath, so I don't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see.
Or you could, I don't know if you ever, like, you could make the solid shape and then just paint in lock transparency, basically.
Yeah.
And like duplicate it, lock transparency, and like play or something. I don't know.
Yep. That would absolutely work. Let me see. I'm gonna try and get, because I'm using this like noisy brush, and that's cool and all, but I feel like I need let me see, soft acrylic. I don't know if the soft acrylic is what I want. Let me see. That could work. Let me see. Let me bump that up. Ooh, that's very large. That's a very large brush. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna maybe I will use the soft round, actually. Well, let me go back to probably basics. Yep. And soft round opacity. Okay. And I'm going to turn my canvas here. There we go. That's what I wanted. So I'm kind of like dragging in this like kind of milky shade. And what I don't want to do though is make it too different from the black until I get to certain parts. And then I'm gonna, like I just made like kind of a little bit brighter, get like a little lighter color. I'm gonna make my brush smaller, and I'm gonna add like a lighter part right there, just to kind of blend it. I'm gonna get like some more black. I'm gonna put some more black here. And then I think I'm gonna add even more like white. I'm gonna get like a white and put some white right here.
Yeah, that soft round opacity. Is that what that one is?
Yes.
That looks, that's working well.
I'm trying though to not like, I'm trying to find like the right brush size so that I can paint lightly and it's like the size that I need, because it will change the size of my brush depending on how hard I'm pressing. And then I'm going to grab a hard brush, hard round. And add like a little shine. And then I could even, honestly, I could even add a little, grab my texture brush now, go back to my favorites. I'm using the pencil brush for like my usual like shine kinda and my sketch. So that kind of looks like, you know, like a shiny eye.
You actually gave it like a fair amount of depth. So
yeah, trying to make it less than, you know, just a like a black round eye, you know, like trying to give it like a little more oomph, if you will. Mm-hmm. And then I'm trying to give it a slightly more texture around the edges of where I painted in here. So that can work. I'm gonna make a new layer and I'm gonna grab some black and I'm gonna kind of go around and like define how I want the eye to flow into the face a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna duplicate the eye and I'm gonna transform it and I'm gonna group it all together. There we go. I'm gonna click my little 3 dot here and I'm gonna say duplicate layer group and I'm gonna transform it and I'm gonna drag it over here. And I actually will have to change where I put the little drop of color.
Yeah.
Because if I leave that shine where it's at, it will look like he's cross-eyed. But I will change that. So I just kind of added it like that, and I shrunk it to make it kind of like simulate the fact that there is like a little bit of perspective going on. And I'm gonna let the edge of the eye kind of hang off the side of the head, like that. And then I'm going to come in with my brush, and I'm gonna sample this black color here. I'm gonna paint out that shine. I'm even gonna like paint out a little bit of this here so it's not 100% identical and just try to get a little bit of variation. And then I'm gonna put I'm gonna re-add the shine in another place. So I'm gonna grab this. Actually, I'm gonna grab my, because it should come
from the same angle.
Exactly.
But yes, it is amazing what a few simple shapes and value can do, as Anthony mentions. Because that's all of drawing is what you could do with simple. You're always dealing with simple shapes. Everything kind of breaks down to simple shapes.
Yeah.
And adding value and then probably adding color before long.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have some pretty good eyes in, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spend some time kind of bringing out like the lines of the design. And I'm gonna pretty much like, I sometimes like kind of turn my sketch on a lower opacity, but I don't typically remove my lines 100% when I'm drawing. So you'll notice that like the sketchy lines will kind of stay in here till I either paint them out or make them become part of the painting.
And what is this? So you basically did the sketch and now you're outlining the sketch? Is that what you're doing? Okay.
Kind of, yeah, like kind of just like making it a little more defined.
Very
and
cool.
Bringing out the details of what I actually drew in there. So I'm kind of just like rotating my canvas. Man, you know one of the beauties of using Fresco is I'm sitting here at my desk. I'm chilling with Paul. I'm hanging out on Adobe Live, and I haven't really used my left hand at all. And I'm so relaxed, and I can just like, if you guys learn the gestures, which I believe if you come up here to the settings, you open up your little settings panel and you go to app settings, you should be able, is it app settings? Let me see.
Yeah, it should be in there somewhere.
Let me see. Help. Let's see. View gestures. You have to go to help and then view gestures. It'll give you a little list of all the different ways that you can use your hand to undo and redo and get the eyedropper and unlock the popovers and all that kind of stuff. And you can just come in here and there's touch shortcuts. See, you can just come in here and look at all the different things that you can do with gestures. And then you never really have to, like, if you're comfortable just kind of chilling, you don't really have to use that other hand if you don't want to. And maybe that sounds strange, but like after a long day when I'm just like trying to enjoy drawing, sometimes I just like to post up on the couch or like I'll go like sit on my bed or something and just make art, and I don't have to like be fully engaged with electronics in order to do that. I literally, it's like just having your sketchbook in your lap, you know?
Yeah, it's like so much more comfortable.
Yes.
Do you use that modifier button at all?
I do sometimes, yeah. If I am using my other hand, if I'm sitting like in my yard or something, I do, because there are some really great things. Like for instance, I'm on the brush, so if I click that, and I think if I click it, it turns into the eraser. So I can just drag it right over, and it's my eraser brush.
Are you more in the habit of just selecting the eraser brush?
It depends on what mood I'm in. I'm kind of either or. It depends on, like right now I'm pretty relaxed. I'm just using the one hand, and it's possible to do that. But if I'm more like, if I didn't just wake up early in the morning like I did today, then I'm less likely to be like engaged with both of my hands if I'm tired. But if I'm up and I'm awake and I'm alert and I'm not that I'm not right now, but you know what I mean, if I'm kind of in the zone and I'm just going for it, then I'll use the modifier.
Yeah, into it. It's looking really good, and I love the variation in stroke.
Thank you.
What brush is that again for outlining?
This is the Natural Brush 2. I was using the pencil. I've switched to Natural Brush 2. This is my favorite brush for solidifying like a sketched concept. This is what I like to use. Also, how are we doing on time? Oh, I still have like 30 minutes to kind of. Yeah.
You got time. Cody Bear loves the little character. Faizan, good to have you here. Anna Brackett's here. Welcome, everyone.
Good to see you guys.
This fine Monday. Truth be told, Val and I were just getting moving today.
Yeah, we're at the start of our days.
Slow moving, not talking much.
We gave our little character here cowboy boots, by the way, in honor of Cody Bear. Yeah. Shauna Lynn suggested it, and then I realized that I had just learned how to draw like little cowboy boots, because Cody Bear is amazing. So our little acolyte has cowboy boots on it.
I like that. It's like one's pointing forward, one is pointing to the side, which you definitely need just so you get that heel in there.
Yeah.
Which I think the heel is fantastic. The heel is hey, I'm fancy. I got a heel. When your shoe has a heel, you're like, yeah, I'm a little bit taller today, a little more confident.
Acolytes need confidence too, Yeah, sometimes they just need a little boost.
Yeah, they're not very tall to begin with, so they appreciate it.
Exactly. They're just trying to make their own way and feel good about themselves. Okay, guys?
Hopefully everybody's doing well. Is everybody having a good day? Some people are slow getting started. Shauna Lynn is. Let us know how you're doing. I know it's weird times, but all I know is I really like hanging out with everybody online personally. I think it's really nice because like everybody's at home, so it's like we get to see so many more people, so it's kind of fun for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm into it.
I agree. All right, I'm trying to make, let me see. Trying to make his arms slightly wider, because what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna start doing like some subtraction from this black, and I'm gonna give him like scales on his arm, if that makes sense.
Scales. Oh, this is interesting. Jen Abza, good to have you. Abaza, good to have you here. Loving it. It does look like vector art. I think that brush, as Faizan does say, it starts to have a vectorish texture to it. But you usually don't draw in vector, right?
No, I don't usually know.
That's cool.
Okay, so I've got his little arms in here. And now I am gonna come in. You know what? Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back here for a second.
Yeah, I do like that.
I'm gonna erase his arms. Everyone say farewell. Little arms.
Okay, you could erase those. I'll just click through. There we go. Thanks for hanging out. Essentially, yeah, we have VooDooVal for another hour, and in 30 minutes we will do a portfolio review. You can check the portfolio review tab for that. Julia's going to be up doing some Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge, so again, more illustrating. A little XD this afternoon with pro tips and workflows. Jesse Showalters after that, and then sketch party. So start the day sketching, end the day sketching.
Oh yeah.
We're just thankful you are here. And look at those arms.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
just
switch back
trying
now.
Kind of give it
It's
in,
like he's just like went to the gym.
Yeah, he just got
The
ripped
gym
really
has
quick.
just opened.
Yes. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in with some white, and I am going to. I think I'm going to kind of. Maybe we're gonna see. Let me make my brush smaller because this is the idea I had. Is that like he's got these arms, right? And then I was gonna come in and make like these little scale marks, like this.
Yeah.
And then just kind of make it look like he's got little fish arms, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but we're gonna see.
Yeah. Into it. I wish. And you know what? I feel like there's a brush out there for everything. Don't you feel?
Yeah, I feel like
it's
I
just a
could
matter of
probably do. Maybe if I make them bigger, because the thing with like doing really tiny lines with this brush is that it's very textury, so it doesn't always hit the mark as far as detail. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I make the scales a little bit bigger. It sounds like you have an idea though, so please share.
Oh no, I'm just thinking out loud. I was like, you know, are they dots that you start laying one on top of the other? Like if you could have a dot that went from black to white at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of, you know, but that's a whole thing.
Let's see if I can do. I'm gonna kind of like shape some fingers a little bit, and then I'm gonna see what I can do as far as more detail with this. I don't know why he had. Should I give him claws? I don't know if I should give him claws. I'm not sure if that really goes with our cute vibe. They kind of look like kitty cat paws right now, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I'm not sure if that's a no-go or like if that's like cool. I think maybe I won't make his arms black. I think that's probably the deal here. Let me grab like some gray. I'm gonna color this in.
Thank you for that, Tim. Yes, there are mermaid brushes out there. So yeah, mermaid is just around the corner. So scales and things like that. But it's just a matter of like, you know, drawing it versus finding it and all that whole process. You know, what's going to be fastest and best.
I think he definitely needed bigger arms. I think that was a good way to go. Because I think that he wasn't working with like the spindly arms. If he's gonna have like spindly limbs, it needed to be the legs or the arms, but not both.
Yeah, okay. As somebody points out, he's been skipping leg day for like a millennia.
Yeah, it's honestly, he's been sleeping, guys. It's really not his fault. He's also very self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
So give him
He's
a break.
hoping the boots kind of distract from how skinny his legs are. Like look at the boots instead.
Exactly. Like they're so extravagant, people will like not. They'll kind of think like, hey, maybe those legs are small, and then they'll hit the boots and be like, oh man, oh, wow, those are impressive.
So fancy.
me get my pencil brush again. And kind of, I'm gonna kind of shade this just a little bit. Yeah, I do like this, but you know what I'm gonna do is I am going to flip my canvas horizontal, so I can get a better look at what I'm working on here, and kind of see my painting in a new way. Because the thing with flipping your canvas, it's like being able to instantly see your piece with fresh eyes, and I can instantly kind of like pick out like, okay, I can tell that I need to kind of pull back on this arm over here on one side, and I'm gonna make it like a little thicker towards the inside here just to make it look a little more natural. And then I'm gonna come in with some black, like so. I don't know if I like his hands. Let me see, because they're kind of meh. Let's see. Let me see if what I can do here. Or, I mean, do I need to give him hands? Do I need to give him arm? Man, no, he probably needs arms.
Yeah, I think he needs arms, and I personally liked the claws. Like he has, I like the kitten aspect that you had going on.
Okay. Maybe
I think he still needs to be like, hey, I'm a dangerous character, but like I got these little baby claws.
But I'm cute.
I'm cute.
Know? There's a chance we could be friends.
Yeah.
Like I'm really dangerous, but like, I also like to have a good time.
Yeah, he's like hiding them in a way, saying, hey, I'm just chilling with my homie over here.
Yeah, just with his little acolyte. His acolyte who just totally loves him. Look at it. Look at that adoration. Look at the adoration in his eyes.
That is so fun.
Hey, Amanda Wilson's in the house. What's going on? Fun fact, Amanda Wilson is going to be my guest for the Design Off this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she is super cool. So if you guys want to check her out, and show her some love, it's going to be super fun. We're going to be doing like a really fun challenge, and I can't wait.
You can't tell us what the challenge is?
I can tell you what the challenge is, because honestly, if I tell you now, then you guys can prepare, because we would love all of you to join us, actually. So we've played like a few games so far, but for our stream this week, we're trying like an interesting prompt. And so we have found a bunch of images of like really beautiful desserts, like Japanese desserts, and like gourmet, like really cute, adorable, like beautiful desserts, like cakes and ice cream and mochi and things. And we're gonna choose some of those images, and we're gonna illustrate creatures out of them.
Oh, that's
creatures
fun.
And characters. Yeah, so we're gonna basically turn desserts into creatures and characters. And honestly, I mean, like, we're illustrators, so creatures and characters is gonna be our jam. But I welcome anyone to do this challenge with us, and you could even use like the color scheme of a cupcake to make a landing page in Adobe XD. You could use an image as inspiration for a new typeface, or do some hand lettering or anything. It's literally open to anybody who does any kind of design and art. And we hope that you guys will participate and show us what you're working on. So we're very excited to do it. I'm kind of like at a loss between choosing between like a little chocolate bar man, and perhaps like I kind of want to do like a little mochi guy. You know, you've seen mochi where it's like white or like a light color, and then you can see kind of through it, you can see like the filling in it. Kind of want to do like his little brain showing through, you know, like he's made of mochi. Yeah. You can see his little brain. So
that sounds pretty cool and fascinating to like render out and everything. Yeah, looks like that's in a couple days. Wednesday
and Thursday. Yeah. So cool. I hope you guys come hang out. It'll be fun. We want to see what you're working on. We hope that you'll join us.
Musa, good to have you here. Derek, awesome.
All right, what am I doing on time? Oh, I'm doing pretty good on time.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Val, can you see my screen at all?
Let me see. Like,
you don't have to, but
on the stream, I have the stream paused. Let me refresh it real quick.
I'm not showing anything yet, but I just did, just to kind of recap, Val is making this Chihulu. Am I saying that right?
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Chihulu. Yes. New
Chihulu.
name.
Cthulhu.
New name.
But I found this little character. I could actually send it to you via Discord or something.
I do.
But just,
I cannot see your.
Yeah.
Screen just yet.
Anyways, it looks like if Dr. Seuss made a Cthulhu. That's what I'm showing off right now. So, in terms of adorableness, but yours is like way better. This is very Dr. Seuss. I just thought that was kind of fun to show.
I love Dr. Seuss though. I'm like a big Dr. Seuss fan.
Yeah, you'd be interested in it.
Oh, that's awesome. I think I've actually seen that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
That is adorable.
It's for beginning readers, which is pretty adorable.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some white.
Oh, missing wings? Yeah, does he have wings? Looks like a
Oh yeah, he does have wings. You're right.
Oh, they could be like little
wings.
baby ones. Maybe they're so little you can't see them.
Yeah, I could give him like little teeny tiny itty bitty wings. That's what I'll do. I'll give him like little baby wings to match his baby boots. All right.
Yeah, I like that. And since it's on its own layer, you could always like adjust the transparency or whatever. And
yeah.
But I like that. That's cool.
There's this little. He doesn't really have claws anymore. I don't know if I like the white that I put in there, so I'm gonna remove the white. But I think that's good for now. So he's got little. Let's put some little wings in there. Let's get him some wings. He's gonna have like little tiny wings.
Yeah. Val, do you basically use all the stock brushes in
Yes.
Fresco?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, the wings are fun.
Not trying to be like fancy with them, you know, but trying to make them cute.
Yeah.
Because I can't be intimidating. He's got it. He's like a non-threatening Cthulhu.
Yeah. It's like a baby
Baby
Cthulhu?
Thulu. Baby Thulu.
Cthulhu.
Yes. Okay.
Nailed it. Which means he's thousands and thousands of years old.
Oh yeah, he was here way before us. He's just been sleeping in the ocean the whole time. They actually so fun fact. I don't know if anybody knows this, because with the Cthulhu mythos, like they always depict a lot of the old ones like being like frozen in snow or coming up out of the ocean, but they actually came from space. Just like a long time ago.
Interesting.
So yeah, they're like interdimensional eldritch weirdos. And this one just wants a friend.
Yeah.
He just wants a buddy.
That's cool. Fascinating to look at. Like if you look at all the artwork out for him,
Oh yeah.
it's just so fun to look at. Just so impressive.
All right, let's see. Let me flip. Apply my transform. And I think I should probably add a little bit of color. I feel like I should, because I want to be able to have more substantially done. I probably will kind of tweak things after the stream a little bit. But I would, oops. I would like to do, kind of get into how I color stuff in Fresco. So let me bump our little guys over, because I typically don't I don't finish everything, and then color. I typically get it to about this point and then I'll color it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab like a greenish color, like a murky green.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let me see. A paint
Seeing
bucket.
a lot of online.
And I just kind of go into the blending modes and I go through and I find one that I really like. Ooh, that's cute.
Yeah, that works.
That's green. It just makes everything like kind of green. I might actually leave that, and then I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to grab a slightly different green. Maybe a darker green, and I'm going to grab my brush. And I'm going to actually switch my brush. Let's see, what do I got? Halftone texture. I do have a noise brush that I imported that I made. That I'm using right now. But it's kind of like it's really fine noise. I actually typically don't use it in Fresco, so I'm gonna actually switch away. I actually really, like I said earlier, I really just favor the default brushes.
Yeah.
But I have played around with importing brushes.
Yeah, and then you'll think about lighting and everything too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, which is fascinating. I'll just switch over to my screen real fast as you color him real quick, because I know you can't see this just yet, but here's obviously you definitely notice the green palette, but I really like the lighting of this one, which is pretty impressive. I do not have the whole person's name in here, but basically the glow's coming from behind them, like they just came out of like a cave or something.
That sounds
which
awesome.
Is kind of neat.
I bet I could do that. I'm waiting for it to come up on stream.
Yeah, and I could always send you
Oh, nice.
a link.
Yeah, I could totally do that.
That just adds a fun atmosphere to it. And what's fun about that? I don't know if you can see. There's a little person that's only about the size of that guy's eyeball.
He's so small because Cthulhu is massive. I'm just kind of going through all the blending modes. I found one that I already like, but I like to test them all just in case something magical happens, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You just play with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, into it.
And I'm gonna erase a little bit. Let me grab my brush. I'm gonna grab a soft brush.
About 15 minutes to get your portfolios in. You got that portfolio review tab there. Go ahead and submit them. We'll review a couple of them. I know somebody posted something earlier in chat, but we will do that.
Okay.
Val, how long have you been drawing, by the way?
I mean, drawing was something that I've always kind of done. But I would say I've been drawing professionally for a handful of years.
Okay. But did you go to art school or anything?
I did not. I went to the University of YouTube, and I also have had a recent stint at the University of Adobe Live.
Oh yeah.
But that's it.
That's awesome. That's super encouraging to hear as well, you know?
Thank you.
You know, start from wherever you're at, and it's just really impressive. I think even right now with what's kind of going on is a chance for people to kind of maybe rethink things, maybe reinvent themselves or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, dabble in the arts or whatever inspires them.
Yeah.
It's good. Those highlights
Oh no, go for it.
I was gonna say, once you get the highlights in here, this is really gonna pop. The highlights
I'm
on
very
top
excited.
of that green.
I'm just kind of tracing things and bringing some detail out because I am aware that I have limited time here. But I keep looking over and I think I'm going to have way less time left than I actually do.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. I've got time, I guess.
And that's where things break down. I do that all the time. And then the stream cuts me off.
Yep. I've had that happen to me before and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah, you're good. We'll be reviewing 2 portfolios, just so you know.
Okay.
So we'll have time to do that, and we'll probably have time to jump back to your stuff as well. Loving this. Is that a dark green?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just kind of trying to bring out, because Because there's a difference, I think, like if you're gonna use blending modes to color things, you can't just leave it at that, you know? Like you have to start like, I usually add color via blending modes, and then as soon as I get the colors in the way I know I want them, then I come back with and actually paint in color.
I do wish, and we could talk about wish lists and stuff like that. We're always updating Fresco. I really wish there was a way to like, I would like a smudge brush basically.
Oh yeah.
Because I think for those thick lines to just kind of smudge them in and add a little bit of shading would be kind of nice.
Oh yeah, that would be great. That's a good idea, Paul. You should
If we only knew somebody who worked
wink,
at Adobe.
wink. Yeah, if only we knew some Adobe people, we could suggest that too.
And honestly, actually, I should take a look.
Keep like accidentally grabbing the top of my iPad and like pulling the little drop down menu down by accident. Okay, now it's getting somewhere.
All right. By the way, like, just so everybody knows, like, if you have an iPad, or even a Windows device, we do have Fresco is free. It doesn't have all the premium features, but it is free. So everything you've done today could be done on the free version.
Oh yeah, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I wasn't really using anything extravagant. I'm really comfortable actually with just a lot of the default stuff, you know?
Yeah. And by the way, sorry I was quiet there for a second, but we have, so the smudge brush is actually high on the list.
Nice.
As an upcoming feature, perspective drawing, symmetry drawing, clipping masks, shapes, smudge brushes.
Nice.
So... And then you could always suggest a feature from within Fresco.
So is that just on the user voice?
Yeah, I'm trying to get... I can't really post... I'm going to try to post the link, but essentially all that entire list that I just read off is actually in Fresco, and then there's a button to suggest a feature. So yeah, user voice.
Nice. All right, so we got like more of the lines in. He's looking pretty cute. He's still like kind of sketchy, which is okay because I am going to do a little more detail on him. I think what I'll probably do tomorrow, because what I would like to do tomorrow is show you how I might go about like making some cool promos and stuff to put him on Instagram and stuff. But I'll add like a little more detail and stuff to him, and then so that everyone can see what we did, I can just hit that time-lapse button in Fresco.
Oh yeah.
And let you guys see the work I did. So I don't just like start out like, surprise, I changed some things. You know, you guys can actually watch from start to finish in you know, like kind of a sped up quick time exactly what I did.
That is awesome. Very cool. So somebody asked about the premium. The premium features are you get an expanded library of brushes, so over like 1,000 brushes. Kyle T. Webster will be also loading up Fresco with more and more brushes as we go along, so even more brushes added later. Round tripping with your desktop Photoshop, which is awesome, and then you get 100 gigs of cloud storage.
Nice.
And also, if you do find like a mermaid brush, you can actually import brushes using the premium features, just so people know, since somebody asked.
All
It's
right.
looking good.
I'm kind of like painting around in here. I'm gonna grab. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start adding. I'm gonna start playing with blending modes again, because I like to start kind of adding weird colors in and just like experimenting with what might come of dropping in like other weird colors and just see like kind of what happens. I just kind of like scribble around with colors sometimes, and I'll throw them on a different blending mode. And I think it's actually pretty random. Like I can grab like a weird orange color maybe, and I'll select it and I'll come in and I'll just start like kind of like dropping it in different places on the body, just to like to get a little bit of that orange color like in all the different regions of the design, and then I'll flip through the blending modes and just see what it does and see if I like something. And sometimes I get like some weird strange like color combos and things that I really like, and I'll be like, okay, like I'll erase around and see if I can like make this work and put this into the design. In fact, I think I just found one that I liked. Where is that? It was like a vivid light was kind of cool. So I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna grab my eraser. I'm gonna grab like a soft round, and I'm gonna turn my flow up, and I'm gonna start like erasing some little places, but I'm gonna leave like some of this strange orange.
Yeah, I like that, like rust orange.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of like the idea of like his fingertips kind of going into this weird color. Get some of that in there maybe. And I just like to experiment. I think like some people have like very particular ways in which they use blending modes. And to an extent I do as well. Like I have pretty particular blending modes that I use when I'm doing certain color combos and things. But a lot of my use of blending modes comes purely from just experimentation. And just throwing stuff all over the canvas and trying to see what happens.
Yeah, just kind of surprising yourself and seeing what happens. Just trying pretty much anything and everything. Like,
yeah,
that's cool on the eyes. That purple is nice on the eyes.
Yeah, it really is. Ooh, what was that?
There's a couple.
That vivid light is actually pretty
I love
cool.
it.
I'm going through them just to see if anything fancy happens. Actually, what was that? Go back to saturation. Saturation is an interesting one sometimes. I think I'm gonna come back to that vivid light, and I'm gonna actually hide this, and I'm just gonna make a new layer and set it to vivid light and just color in the eyes.
Ah.
I'm just gonna do like a little bit of purple. And he's kind of cool. He's kind of neat. I think we got like probably like 5 more minutes. I can chip away at this.
Yeah, Michelle, you can, you can bring this into Animate or After Effects. Honestly, this is gonna probably end up as a flat character, in which case I would use Puppet Warp or your Puppet tool in After Effects to like bend the arms and stuff like that. But you probably want to isolate him out or her, I don't know. Like in Photoshop, that's where I would probably separate out the arms and stuff.
I actually had a thought that maybe I would, after both of our streams are over, I was going to bring him into the desktop Photoshop timeline and animate him just kind of bouncing.
Yeah.
On his legs, because I
works.
like to do that. I really like the Photoshop timeline a lot. I use it for animations often, actually. Do like a lot of animations in there. In fact, There's one of my projects. It's on my Behance, which I can't show because I'm on my iPad. Or actually, maybe I can show it on my iPad. But I have like tons and tons of animations.
On your Behance?
On my Behance, there's a project called The Spooks. I don't know if you can pull it up.
Yeah.
But that project, if you scroll through there, that was like a project that I did for Halloween. A lot of those are animated. Oh, yeah. And I did them all in the Photoshop timeline. There's one, I think my favorite one in there is there's one with this woman that has like a third eye on her forehead that opens and closes. And then there's one where it's like a pumpkin. And the top of the pumpkin comes up and it's got like, it's like attached with ooze, and then there's like a jack-o'-lantern that glows.
Yeah.
Those were pretty fun. I did all those in the timeline, and I typically, like, if I draw something that I like pretty well, I'll kind of be like, like maybe I'll come back, and add like a little bounce.
A little bit of just like a little bit of motion to bring it to life. Yeah. Sounds awesome. Even the wings, you might be able to just like
do like a little bounce.
Yeah, like if they're just like on a different layer, be nice.
I'm kind of adding a little bit of highlight now because I've added like I think everything kind of looks like a little bit muddy right up until I start like adding the bright colors.
Yeah.
So that everything kind of starts coming into focus a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to do that.
Yeah, this is really looking awesome.
Thank you.
Anthony Jackson says it's impressive. You are correct, my friend.
Thanks, Anthony. So there's this interesting eraser brush. I don't know if it's a premium feature or not. Maybe you can tell me, but it's called the Sponge. And it's really cool because I can do, so I just used it, but I'm going to use it again. So I add like some color, and then I grab my sponge eraser and I erase it, and it kind of looks like watery and weird, and it just adds like some interesting texture to like how I'm trying to subtract from the paint that I'm laying down.
That does. I wonder, where did you find the sponge?
Just in my eraser. Yeah, in my erasers.
Oh, in your erasers. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the actual sponge brush, which is under the effects. There's a bunch of effect brushes, but yeah, that looks cool. And you could actually, I guess you don't really use watercolor a lot, do you? Do you use watercolor?
I don't. I actually have a project coming up that I'm going to be experimenting with it, but I'm very unfamiliar, and that's kind of why I wanted to experiment with them soon, because I know that they're so amazing. I just don't have a lot of know-how when it comes to using them because I've never actually painted with watercolor, like real watercolor, so I don't know what to expect or how to use it.
Some, like, just in this case, I think, like, using there's a watercolor wet spatter.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Like spattering, it's like, just add a little bit of texture. And you could actually paint with just water to blend things as well and blur things out, which is nice.
Okay.
And maybe for the background, some of that will be nice because you can have a lot of one color bleed into the next or whatever.
Exactly, and I do intend to add some texture-y something in the back, just to give it a little bit of, so it doesn't look so empty.
Oh yeah.
So he's looking pretty good. I think I need to definitely do some work as far as like blending in colors and like kind of solidifying him just a little bit more. But I do like him pretty well.
I think he's looking awesome. And I think once you
cutie pie.
I love those highlights that you've just added, which are cool. And I think they'll even pop more if you happen to add a background.
Oh yeah.
He'll like jump out even more at you. Very cool.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, we are kind of...
Coming to a close here pretty soon, aren't we?
Well, we are... Yeah, we have about 26 minutes left. We do need to do portfolio reviews, so thank you everybody for hanging out with us and submitting your portfolios.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can continue to work. It's looking great. All right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Val, shall we...
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's take off into... We don't do this much, but we're going to head on to outer space for a second. Let's dive into portfolio reviews right now. All right, and we're back. Welcome, everyone. So, yeah, here we are. We're going to take a look at some of these portfolios that we've identified. We've identified two. We're going to start with Anthony Jackson's. We saw Anthony in chat. Congratulations.
Nice.
You should be able to see it too, Val, yeah?
I can, yes.
Cool. So this is cool. Student illustrator. I love the logo, right? His little icon.
Very
from
cool.
Austin, Texas.
Very striking.
24-year-old illustrator starting getting into graphic design, consists of original characters, fan art from TV shows, video games, all that stuff. Awesome, good to see. Working in various areas of drawing and illustrating and photography. This is cool. So let's take a look at this. Like I like kind of starting way back with one of his earlier ones. Looks like this one comes with a video as well. So I'm starting with this one.
What's it called?
Anthony Jackson, the very last one, the bunny rabbit.
Nice.
Actually shows, and let me just check. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, he's using Fresco. This is really fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is great. You kind of see how he makes his lines and goes into his color and everything. That's super rad.
And it'll be nice to, like, if you could play the video, the time lapse of yours at the end, maybe, Val, if you wanted to.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I will do that.
Very cool. This is good. Like, good use of adding that, again, adding that background since the character's white and a little bit of depth on the character. And this is interesting. I don't know if this is like a little patch of fur on its nose. It's cool. You into it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna like get through because I know this is one of his early works. I kind of want to like progress through
let's do it.
his portfolio before I offer any. Because I think like you give like major feedback on like the earliest work. I feel like I want to kind of leave room for the improvement and see what he's been doing recently as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I like this Skyblade sword one he has a lot.
All right. I'm jumping into it now.
That's
checking
super
to see
cool.
if it has a video. Oh, good. I like the original sketch. Great job with the portfolio in general, like adding the original sketch.
Yeah. I do like it. This is cool.
Skyblade.
Yeah, I know. It's like I like the last one. I think is my favorite. Like the thin with like the dark blue blade. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
It does.
Nice. Got a little lens.
Good job with the lens. There. The little like highlight on the end is super cool. Should we go to the first one, or which other one do you want to check out?
Yeah, let's go to the first one, and then after that, I can offer some.
An AI experiment that has gone wrong. Oh no!
Nice.
An original character is what we're looking at, called Virus.
Nice. I like the spelling for Virus too.
Yes.
So I think I really like not only that you have like your character lined up here with the background where we can see him, but then you also have like your earlier versions. So you have like your sketch into like your flat colors, and then your shading, and then we have like the whole version of his body that you've kind of illustrated here. I will say that one of the things I think needs improvement in your work is when I zoom in and I'm looking at the detail of your shading. I think you're pretty good at the shading and placing light in certain places, but I noticed that it's not always very smooth. And as I look at your work and I'm kind of I guess imagining how it was done, especially on these more detailed pieces. I think that you should experiment with using a larger brush, because I'm
Okay.
seeing in your shading areas and in your lighting areas where you're adding those shadows and highlights, I can see like the shape of your brush stroke, and I
Yeah.
can see that it's very small. Whereas I believe you would get a much smoother, more accurate, and more pleasing kind of shadow if you used a larger brush and fewer strokes, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And where blending is concerned, if you need to blend, you can always kind of turn your brush on a lower opacity or whatever you need. But I think that with your brush being so small, I think that some of your smooth detail is suffering, but it's still cool. I still really like it.
Yeah.
But I think that you might find that you improve the quality of your final rendering if you attempt to use a larger brush.
Yeah. Yeah, totally makes sense. And just like with everybody, just like I would say work on anatomy and everything, you know. Val, I don't know what your opinion is about like even just like tracing a photo of a person or something like that. Like just to study it. Like you're not going to turn it in, but like understand how to have a reference photo right next to this and draw that same person.
Yes, I think
Just
definitely when I use reference, because I think the next thing that I would point out here is anatomy. I think things are in like the basic place that they would need to be, but I also think that there's room for improvement here. And when I use anatomy, I typically use anatomy reference. I bring the reference into my Photoshop or my Fresco, and I just have the image right next to where I'm sketching so that I can
yeah.
make sure that I'm very accurate. And I noticed that there's like a strange sort of stigma around using reference so close to your work. I personally don't really think tracing helps too much. I know some people trace it, and I mean, maybe for you personally, if tracing an image would help you, I'm not you, I don't know how you learn, so maybe that does work. But for me, it never worked. I always used it as a crutch. And I never was able to draw what I was tracing on my own until I actually pushed the image to the side and tried to draw it myself.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's anything wrong in finding an image of like a man's torso for like the virus illustration, for instance, and illustrating the torso portion of your drawing or your painting exactly like your photo reference, you know, because you're just referencing the image. And it doesn't, I mean, if you find at the end of your painting that it looks like you basically kind of reskinned somebody's artwork, then I think you've kind of used it as reference too much.
Yeah.
But as far as like really getting in like how the skin and muscles and everything interacts with the light around it, and making sure things are anatomically like placed in its proper space, I don't see anything wrong with doing that. I think that would help you.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, into it.
But
So,
great
yeah.
work though.
Yeah, it's awesome work. People like that. I think there was like a Pikachu character in here somewhere. People
Yeah,
like
with the
that.
flash,
That's cool.
Pika Flash, I love it.
Oh yeah, glowiness. And this is fun. Like this, you know, when you're dealing with a fantasy character, you don't have to worry about proportions of whether it looks like a human or not.
Yeah.
So that's why, honestly, I think these are more successful than some of the characters that just seem to be a little bit more flat, whether it's the shading. And this actually looks pretty good. This is great. Like, people usually have a tough time with hands, and yeah, his form's a little big, but yeah, this is working. I think right here. It gets a little muddy on this guy. I probably wouldn't have added that orange over the top, but either way, yeah. Cool stuff.
Yeah, great work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pikachu right here. Flash Pikachu.
I love the Pika Flash. It's great.
That is awesome. And he's having fun. He's a student and illustrator. Man, you're only going to get better, especially hanging out with people like Val and everybody here on Adobe Live. You're definitely going to get better just by watching and learning. And and Val, I feel like you already know a lot of this stuff in terms of like how like the torso of a person and all that anatomy like is fascinating to break down, and that gets carried into an imaginary character as well. Like know that you understand balance and stuff and all that stuff. So
when I think a lot of it too is like if you can build up your visual library of reference too, then I think you'll find it's much easier to kind of let your imagination run wild and create stuff off the top of your head. Because before, when I couldn't like create a fictional character and I felt like I couldn't make something that like didn't already exist, it was mostly because whenever I tried to imagine what a character, like a fictional character, could look like, I had very little to draw on in like my mental database of reference. But the more I practiced and the more reference I stored and the more tutorials I watched and the more I practiced drawing what I love to draw, the more I was able to, like, more often I could call up like, oh, I want to design like a pirate character, and I already had like, okay, how would I design that? I kind of had like a visual database of things I could draw upon so that I could paint a lot from imagination. But I still always have reference up every time, no matter how comfortable I am with an illustration. So
good.
It's always a good way to go. Yeah,
into it. Well, fantastic. Anthony Jackson, you did a great job.
Very well
thanks.
done.
Just hang out with us. We'll be here all tomorrow. I'm following your work and appreciating it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a
great
follow.
job. Yeah,
All right.
Looking forward to seeing more. Let's move on to the next one, which is Joa Gouveia from Lisbon, Portugal. Awesome.
Nice.
Graphic designer. So we're getting more into graphic design type stuff, but this will be really
I love
good.
it, though. That sushi at home, that is such an appealing cover. I instantly want to see what is in that sushi at home. This is great.
Sushi at home. I'm in it
see
now.
That little, oh man, it looks delicious. I'm so hungry now.
Sushi from Mars.
Oh, this is great.
That's fun.
This is really, that Sushi from Mars post. This is
That's
really
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I have any critiques for this.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
I like that logo because it has like the salmon texture at the top. It's like that's great.
Yeah.
And now
that
I'm
is
starving.
Cool.
Now I'm hungry. Great.
Great background, like the whole this whole project and everything looks really good. So yeah, and again, great logo. Good instinct to put like a line under the at home. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good job.
And I think I really just think all these posts for Facebook are very interesting and clever, especially the Sushi from Mars.
Yeah.
And then just like the layout of everything is very it's very pleasing to the eye. That's a great project.
Yeah, that is awesome. And the one next to it, can we jump into this Kelpier with the grass and the trees?
Oh, yeah.
This is done really well. I know this is more like Photoshop work, but
that's awesome.
I love it just breaking the border, like even if you do it simply with this butterfly and the clouds,
Yeah.
It's very cool. I don't know what it is, but I'm into it.
Oh, there's a time lapse below.
Oh, is there below?
Yeah, there's a GIF. Time lapse GIF below, so you can see him adding all of the things. Oh, that's so cool. I love this.
Yeah, that's nice.
Funny how like the darkening around the edges of the K shape really like brought out the design he's trying to convey. This is great, man. This is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, great job. Great color choice and like for the background and everything. Yeah, good, strong sense of color. Just like with the sushi one, everything is like working out really well.
Yeah.
I'll jump to this. So here's this sushi at home, the very first one. I'm gonna play this video.
Okay.
Just because. Okay.
Oh,
so there's.
nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, wow. Oh, the little sushi at home box is so, like, the design for the box and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me scroll down. Very colorful.
I don't think I have any critiques as far as, like, the actual work. Like, I think your work is really great. I think that you have, like, really great presentation skills here. I don't really know if I have, like, anything as far as how you can get better. I'm gonna try, there's one at the bottom that's just like, it's like a black cover with like white text.
Yeah, the polisher animation.
Yeah, I think well, no, this is pretty cool too. I kind of think that this one compared to the other ones, maybe there's a lot less context. I mean, I can't read this language, so maybe this says all that it needs, but I would also like for this one not to just see the end product video. I would like to see maybe the sketches and stuff of how you came up with that. But I see that, like, as you kind of got deeper into your own portfolio, you really changed how you presented things. You know, it went from being like just one item in your project to being like a whole case study of what you did and why you did it and how it affects people who interact with the brand and everything. And I think that's kind of like what everybody should strive for when it comes to making Behance projects, you know, kind of just do like here's a presentation, here's all the steps, like kind of immerse your viewers in what you did rather than just saying like here's the one painting or here's the one thing, and then having that be the only thing in the project.
Yeah, I agree. All these projects are fantastic. And by the way, just to look at his work, he's definitely very skilled. I know he probably has so many more projects, and I thank him for like editing his portfolio, you know, because I feel like he just left his strongest work up here because we all have ugly stuff. He didn't feel like he had to add it just because it took him a long time to make it. And when a client's gonna hire him, they know exactly what they're gonna get because all this is very clean, very professional, good use of color, very mature, very awesome color usage and everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Joao, I don't know how to say his name. You're fantastic. You're so good.
Yeah, well done.
So jealous. So skilled. And it shows. Been doing graphic design for quite a while. So, yeah, big thank you to him. Big thank you to Anthony Jackson, who's still hanging out with us
Very
as well.
Cool stuff, guys.
Fantastic. So I guess we still have some time to draw. Ooh, he's looking so cute. Can I switch back to your screen, Val?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I kind of zoomed out so everybody could kind of see like more of a full version of him. I do also kind of want to make our little acolyte black again.
Okay.
Because our little acolyte guy is green, and I liked him when he was black, so that he sticks out a little more.
This is nice. And just to let everybody know, I think tomorrow, Val, you're going to be jumping into Photoshop on the iPad.
I will be, yes.
Shifting gears and...
Yes, indeed. Like I said, though, I will kind of... I can already tell I'm going to want to, like, kind of clean a few things up on our little Cthulhu friend here. So you guys, it'll look a little bit different when I open it up tomorrow, but like I said, we'll do the time lapse. Oh, that's another thing we wanted to do, right? Is we wanted to do the time lapse of the work that I did just today. So maybe I should jump into that real quick. Let me zoom out. So if you want to do like a time lapse, all you got to do is come up here to the export button. You can say publish and export, and then you can say time lapse export. It'll do our little thing and it'll pull this up and you can just hit play there, and you can export it out. You can like email it or save it to your iPad or whatever you want to do, but I'm going to press play here so we can watch it, see how it goes. Did a bunch of like sketching before the stream. Just all of my
warm-ups.
Little scribbles. There's our first little jelly bean head we did. And then the introduction of the boots, and then the longer legs with the boots. And then another head that I tried out. Until I decided on the head we have now that I liked much better. And then we did our little sketch of our acolyte, and I gave him his little crooked, weird little little hat. And his little robes that drag on the ground. And then we did a lot of experimenting with the eyes. I'm kind of excited to see like the time lapse of these eyes.
Yeah.
That were pretty fun.
Yeah. I can't figure out at what percentage is it, 400% faster. This is a pretty long video. I mean, in a good way. 2
hours of drawing, I guess. I don't know. This is like one of the longer ones I've done, I would say.
And I noticed you flip the canvas there, which is like kind of gives you a new perspective on your drawing. If something is not looking right, it kind of helps in that perspective.
Exactly. And I'm starting to add some weird colors. I don't know if I'm 100% like good with the colors that I added. I think that they're like slightly muddy, so I'm gonna be experimenting. I think that's where the off-camera work is gonna come from, is like experimenting with painting him in a little bit differently, because I like his shape. I don't want to change his shape. But there you go. That's what I did. And so I've
cool.
done a few exports of time lapses that I uploaded to like Instagram and Twitter and stuff, just to have like a quick little time lapse from my Fresco of stuff that I'm working on. It's been really fun being able to do that.
Yeah,
super fun.
Oh yeah, time lapses are just like the best.
Yeah.
And you could always take that time lapse and reverse it. I think it's fun seeing a reverse of a time lapse to see it kind of deconstruct and where you started at the beginning.
I've never actually done that, but that sounds great. That sounds like a hoot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him little yellow rain boots, I think. Because I want to remind myself that I wanted these to be rain boots.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do you usually keep your characters on white, or what are you gonna do? Like, is there gonna be like a background, or what's your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. I will definitely put a background in. I typically I keep them on white while I'm working on them, because I find that if I try to like add in the background and focus on like illustrating the character at the same time, I typically get a little lost in my own process. So I like to focus on one or the other at first, and then I move to the next thing. So that's what will be present. I'm gonna clean up his little painting, his little colors and stuff for tomorrow, and then he'll have like a subtle background as well.
Cool. And for tomorrow, you could always kind of jump, if you feel like you need to jump into Fresco and finish up things or do something else in Fresco, like that's totally fine. I don't know if you
I could save adding the background for tomorrow, to be honest, just to, to get it out, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to make promos and stuff in Photoshop. We might have some extra time, so I can do a little bit of Fresco work tomorrow as well.
That would be good. And maybe it's a combination, because maybe you make some backgrounds in here. Maybe there's some backgrounds that we add in Photoshop, or I don't know what. I'm just thinking out loud, or whatever. Because that's a layering aspect, whether you add some text or whatever. Who knows?
I think that's a great idea.
Cool. Sounds
all right,
fantastic.
There's his wee little boots. I think they look pretty darn cute. And let's see. I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on. I guess we actually probably should go now, huh? Because we're probably coming up to like the few minute mark.
Yeah, coming down to last say minute.
Yeah.
Or so.
I really appreciate you guys joining us. I hope you like my little Cthulhu guy. I can't wait to show him to you tomorrow, and kind of show you guys how I go about like making like setting things up for like being a postcard or being a sticker or stuff like that. Can see him make the moonwalk with those shoes. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely a moonwalker for sure.
Oh man. I definitely would love to see him animated, especially with the wings. That's something that's kind of easy to animate as well. Like if he was just
bouncing,
kind of fluttering, like above the ground and watching that shadow move and stuff. So
super cute.
Yeah, very cool, Val. Always impressed with you, and I'm just so honored and happy to be with you, and we're so blessed to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's super cool. So, Noor, Jennifer, Trisha, hopefully you liked it. Stick around. We've got a full day planned for you, by the way. I'll switch over to the schedule as we cut out here, but we do have, looks like we have Julia Masalska, up next doing more graphic design, so brand guide in Illustrator, so that's fun. Oh yeah, well cool. Well, thank you so much, Val.
Oh, thank you,
everybody.
Paul. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. It was a blast. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Sounds good. We will see you tomorrow and everyone else. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.